All right, we're back to talk Hawkeye. Actually, to finish the talk, because it's been a while. We went on holiday break, and things got busy, as they do, with family and whatnot, and I didn't want to be like, yo, we should talk about this show that's kind of just okay. Take time away from, like, relaxing and being with family and doing, like, important stuff to talk about Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul, with me is Hank.
Hi, I'm Hank. Hello.
Let's talk about the final 2 episodes of Hawkeye. Let's round it out, because we both watched them probably as they were coming out. And it's been a while now, so I had to pull up a thing as to like what happened. Where we last left off, it was kind of with Yelena being introduced, just I guess as trying to kill Cliff or Clint. I keep saying Clint Barton, and them kind of like breaking their partnership off, Clint and Kate, and things just going bad because shit got real. And that's where episode 5 comes in, named Ronin, where we get a cool intro showing Yelena kind of like what happened during the blip.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really neat how so did you watch Black Widow, or did you still not finish it?
No, I'm 45 minutes into Black Widow.
Okay.
So I've met her.
In Black Widow, they're kind of like deprogramming the Black Widows that have been like brainwashed essentially. And that's kind of what's going on here. She is at somebody's house fighting them or whatever and trying to like save a brainwashed Black Widow, and they find out that like, oh yeah, she's not actually brainwashed or anything, and they start having a conversation. She goes to the bathroom to clean up, and then like the paint starts peeling away and changing colors, and everything like transitions because she was gone for 5 years and then just like shows up 5 years later in the bathroom. I thought that was really cool how it's just like, oh yeah, no, it's just 5 years have instantly passed because you didn't exist and now you do again.
Still,
it was interesting.
Flips still happening. People still disappearing.
And I think that's the first time we saw from like their point of view how it worked.
Yeah.
The blip.
Mm-hmm.
So that was neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't really know what's going on with like that character, because when she comes back 5 years later, that character that she was talking to, the former Black Widow or whatever, is like, yeah, no, I have a family, everything's like totally cool now. It's like, oh, all right, well, that's a weird intro
for 5 years.
Yeah. That's a weird intro though, because that character has nothing to do with anything else that's happening in this.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like where she's been.
Her, just like, fucking get off me! God damn it, you ruined my rug.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty good. I'm trying to remember what the hell's going on here. Okay, Kate tells her mom about Jack's corporation or whatever, Sloan or whatever, the Shell Corporation, and the mom gets him arrested essentially because she's putting on a front. But we don't find that out till later, but we kind of, I mean, we both know.
Yeah.
We've both known that the mom's doing something shady, although they haven't really shown officially what it is yet. So she calls the cops, he gets arrested. Bishop, like the best part of the show to me, and the thing I've been waiting for, is Florence Pugh and Haley Steinfeld having a conversation, and their characters together happens where she's just having like mac and cheese and gives her some, and they're just talking about how she's going to kill Clint. Essentially, I just really like those two, and seeing them on screen together talking was like really nice. Yeah. She still has a terrible accent though. These people should not do accents. They're terrible.
It's a bad accent.
It's a bad accent.
I wish she would stop.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, Clint puts on the Ronin suit and goes after Maya and the tracksuit Draculas to prove that it isn't her, it isn't Kate. That's Ronin. And I think he murders a bunch of them, but I'm not sure because it's hard to tell if he's like knocking them out or something, but it really seems like he's murdering a bunch of the like useless henchmen that are around because they're trying to murder him. I don't know. There's this weird thing going on with the Marvel Disney stuff lately where I'm pretty sure people are being killed, but they're just not saying anything about it.
They just get pulled off screen and they don't exist anymore. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he goes and murders a whole bunch of dudes and confronts Maya and is just like, yo, chill out, all right? Because your buddy there is like the dude, or who was it? Kingpin put out the hit on your dad or whatever?
Your boss is what he says, yeah.
Your boss, yeah. Your boss put out the hit on your dad, and she's just like, oh shit. And it kind of like shakes her, and she tries to get out of the life later. But yeah, that's kind of where that ends, essentially.
I think there's a little bit of, no, that's not true, that's impossible, search your feelings kind of stuff going on, but yeah.
Yeah, like she doesn't believe him instantly or anything, but as soon as, like, after that whole scene's over, Kazi comes back
starts putting
and
stuff
she's like,
together.
And she's like asking him, why weren't you around the day that like all this shit happened? And yeah, she starts putting it together. Yeah. What's her name? Kate gets a text from Yelena saying, hey, I think you should know that it's your mom who hired me or whatever to kill Clint. And that's essentially where this ends, because that's also where we see that the mom is in a picture with a dude who we all know is Kingpin, but they finally say that it's Kingpin or whatever. Clint says like, oh, that's this villain from our roster, but in less meta terms. Yeah, honestly, not a whole lot happens in this episode except for the stuff with Ronin and him trying to still kind of kill that like suit a bit. I can't remember. Is this the one where like he burns it after? I think he burns it just like right after this happens or something. Maybe it's at the end. No, it's at the end, I think, actually, of the show. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's an important episode in that it has Yelena talking with Kate. It has the whole like weird what's going on with Kate's mom being shady as fuck or whatever. Who is this guy she's talking to? And then like, I don't know. Apparently it was like a big revelation for some people who I'm not going to name here that like it was Kingpin, even though like everybody
in the world
reads comics knows
it was going to be Kingpin.
Yeah. So that was like, I guess the thing is I didn't know which version of Kingpin they were doing, or if they were doing the same Kingpin or like their own new one. I didn't know that necessarily. I didn't know they were bringing back D'Onofrio, but everybody knew who the boss was, because come on. I don't even know how to explain how like you would, if you didn't know that, like you just haven't been reading comics ever or something. It's always Kingpin if it's like a crime family type thing.
But one defense for that position is, having watched episode 6, I don't know that was Kingpin.
Yeah,
I fucking hated Kingpin. Oh my god.
Let's jump into episode 6. So weirdly, we get this whole thing of the mom is in league with Kingpin. And we kind of find out that that's not really true. I mean, she is, but it's because she's paying off her like late husband's debt, essentially, who was in league with him. But she's not. It's weird. This whole time there was definitely shady shit going on, but that shady shit is kind of just like, oh, she's trying to be like a good mom, essentially. And that felt weird to me. Whereas it's like, they didn't even stick the landing of like, yeah, she's also a villain. It's
No.
like she's kind of forced or coerced into this life. And it's like, come on, man. Just make her the bad guy. It's fine. Every good guy knows a bad guy because it's comics.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. But
Also,
I guess
Kingpin trying to play nice. It just felt weird. Oh, God. Also, the way Vincent D'Onofrio like whispers all his lines, I hate.
Oh, so you don't like Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin?
I don't. I
do.
I never watched the Netflix Marvel stuff.
Like the Daredevil
Yeah,
stuff
I never watched
specifically?
that stuff. So this was my introduction to him, and I really didn't like him in this episode. This Kingpin.
So do you think he needed to be more like imposing in some way then? Because you're right, he isn't like a grander than life, like a bigger than life type personality. He is kind of more like almost conniving in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't like that. And I just don't
I could see that.
his whisper acting in this episode. Like
Sure.
I've liked Vincent D'Onofrio in most stuff I've seen him in before this, but like this performance in this episode, like I really just wanted him to stop whispering.
Okay, very specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I think he has the look down good, but I could see being annoyed with that. I didn't even really notice, so that wasn't above my head.
What I want from the Kingpin is not it's not something a human being can do. So
Right, you want him to be a square.
yeah,
Yeah. Luckily, there is a thing that made him a square, and it's one of the best Marvel products ever made. So there's that. Yeah, I think he's okay in this. I guess I'm jumping a little bit ahead. I guess what my problem is that obviously he's not dead, because that would be ridiculous. But the fact that they basically try to put him down like a dog in a back alley off screen.
Also,
he's not. There's
the only forces like that he doesn't have better henchmen. Also, really bothered me. Like if he's the kingpin of crime in New York, and these are the best, he can't get somebody else who's better, like an actual supervillain. It's got nothing.
Yeah, it's
that
it's
part
ridiculous.
I also really like. He's not intimidating physically, and he's not that intimidating as a crime lord with like people working for him either.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we can tell here, because I think my problem here also is that they introduced Kingpin into like the MCU here, if you're not counting Daredevil, because we didn't really know Daredevil was like part of what they're doing here until somewhat recently, blah, blah. Our like kind of introduction to him here is being a dude who's like trying to play nice and to like save his own ass for a bit. Then when he's pushed into a corner, he's able to like fight a little bit, but he's fighting a little girl essentially, which is, it's whatever. That part's fine to me still, but it's the Hail Mary in the fourth quarter, right? Like they put him in the last like half an hour of the show. So they're like, we didn't see him with like super villain henchmen or like commanding authority or whatever. We kind of see him fighting a 20-year-old girl in a closed down toy store for a bit.
It should be beneath Kingpin to like be here.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. The fact, like, I kind of liked how long it took for him to even be revealed here, because, like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, nobody really knows who he is except Clint, because he's been, like, superheroes should know Kingpin and know who he is. Everybody else should just refer to him as uncle or your boss or whatever, like, because he's so far above them that they are never going to talk or see him. And the fact that he's just in a toy store beating up a little girl is hilarious. It's, yeah, I get it for sure. The weirdest thing about all of this, honestly, is that Kazi should have gotten the better part, he should have been the one doing like the fighting here, because he is the henchman and he should have been like more powered up or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like they
I don't know,
wasted him.
The fact that like Kazi is the best Kingpin has, it makes the New York crime world seem incredibly small.
Yeah.
Like that, because the thing in like Marvel Comics is like Kingpin is like the top crime boss, but there are loads of crime bosses.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, where's like even Tombstone? Like, where are like gangsters that can like get rough and not die, sort of thing? Because in everything he has henchmen that he sends out, like Tombstone, that is like, oh yeah, I send him in when I need heavy muscle. Mm-hmm. Like,
and I'm pretty
why
sure,
is Kingpin here?
Like it's in that Hawkeye comic that they're even referencing is like a meeting of crime bosses kind of stuff. Like,
oh really?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Crime bosses sitting around a table to this shit. We got to do something about this. And then like deciding who's actually going to fucking do it, but not them going and doing it themselves. That's fucking stupid.
And even then, at that meeting, Kingpin like Skypes in because he doesn't want to be there. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. It didn't bother me at all, but I definitely see where you're coming from with
like
it.
The big thing is just the crime world felt fucking really small in that moment.
Yeah. And I mean, for this TV show, it definitely was, because it's not a giant movie thing. So, yeah, I could see it.
And then and then it ends with Kingpin being put down like a dog. Doesn't help either.
Just old Yeller in a back alley is fucking weird.
Like, we brought in Vincent D'Onofrio so that we could fucking end him.
Kill him off screen, off air. Yeah. There's no way he's actually dead from that. Like, that gunshot is going to be something where, like, he took the gun and shot her in the leg or something.
Unless I don't want to bring back Vincent D'Onofrio.
I mean, I guess there is that, where it's like, oh no, we actually hated him as Kingpin, so that's why we did this. Which would be really, really funny.
That's how it felt to me watching it.
I like this final episode, though, because it's kind of almost like a Ocean's 12 or Ocean's 11 type thing, where there's like a party that's going on and they've kind of set up to, like, they know something is going to go down at this party because was Kingpin there? I can't remember. At this party, at the like Christmas party with the mom and
I think he just confronts Eleanor later. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember, but we find out that the Bishop parents specifically the father owed money to Kingpin, and after he died, the debt was still there, obviously. So the mom has been working with him to try to get out. She tries to get out, and Kingpin's like, yeah, okay, it's fine, but obviously we're going to kill you behind your back because we're crime people, and that's what we do. We don't let people out. There's a whole like side thing still with Yelena still really, really wants to kill Clint, and so that's part of it too. Just a lot of people are wanting to kill other people. There is just a real fun part, though, of Clint and Kate in what is like, is that the Rockefeller Center and like the skating rink or whatever? Just
the giant tree,
shooting a bunch of dudes with arrows and doing some cool archer shit, and it was dope.
That stuff's fun.
Kate murders more people in this than the Avengers have in like all of their movies, if you don't count like as collateral damage. She straight up looks dudes in the eye and then shoots an arrow into them. She is a stone cold murderer, and I love her. She's so good.
She's like, don't worry, Clint, I'll get you out of that tree by knocking it over.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. Yelena wants Clint dead, and Clint kind of just takes it. Like, I get him not wanting to harm her because, like, it's his friend's daughter, or not daughter, sister. And he has no gripe with her or whatever, and he's, like, also sad about her being dead or whatever. But at some point, you have to fight for your life, dude. Like, he was so close to just being fucking murked on the ice and just did nothing about it. Like, didn't even try. And it's weird. That was weird to me.
Yeah.
But whatever. Sure, they have a conversation. Yelena's like, I don't believe you. He's like, you know how stubborn your sister was or whatever. And they're like, oh, yeah, ha, ha, ha.
Search your feelings. You know, to be
yeah, search your feelings moment. Yeah. And she leaves, I guess. She's like, oh, okay. Well, see you. And yeah, it ends off kind of in a nice way where he goes home. We find out that that the watch belonged to his wife, who was obviously an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point, which I guess was like the big reveal here. I guess. I don't know. I don't care. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, where else are you going to meet somebody? Like, if you're an Avenger, not like at the supermarket or something. So, yeah, that makes sense. And they burn the Ronin suit. But I think most importantly, Kate has like kind of family Christmas going on here. Oh, her mom dies. Who cares? She has like a family with the Bartons, and she's all happy, and Lucky's there, and it's just kind of a nice ending.
Her mom doesn't die. Her mom goes to prison for having killed Armand.
You think she's going to survive in prison? The Kingpin owns everything.
Yeah, Kingpin's dead, though. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He got shot off screen. Like Morpheus in the video game. Just, oh man, there should be
a bug man.
There should be a list. There probably is, of just like major characters who just got shafted. The Kingpin of crime shot by a deaf girl in a back alley. It's probably pretty high up there. Yeah. Let's talk about the show overall, because I really, really like this show a lot. And a lot of that has to do with the just natural charisma I think Haley Steinfeld brings to that character.
Yes.
I think the way they wrote that character is good. And this is so like this, if this was any other time of the year, it wouldn't be the same. But every week, like during Christmas, having a Christmas type show happening or whatever, like, I don't know. It was just fun. It just worked out for me.
Yeah. It's good. I think this was the best of all the Marvel shows this year. Again, because Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop was just
she's really good.
Joy.
Sure.
I think it's overall, I think it's kind of close between this and Loki, but
okay, sure. I still kind of don't care about Jeremy Renner, really. This made me care more about Hawkeye, but I still don't.
No.
You know?
Yeah. Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye is not an interesting character to me.
No. She's interesting as Hawkeye.
Yes.
Well, this version of her is interesting because we kind of see her getting, I don't know. Again, like you were saying, she's not like fully there yet in this.
Totally.
She's kind of learning, and that's good. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah, I would love to see more with her.
Yeah. Her and Kingpin. The best characters of the show. I really like Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. When you like talk about how they used him here, I think they didn't utilize him in the proper way.
They definitely didn't.
Yeah. But I like him in that role. So I hope. Oh, and Lucky. Lucky's great.
Yeah.
He's just good. He's a best boy. Oh yeah, there was like a whole part also with Sword Man basically just like, I don't know,
swording people,
just swording people, and he was definitely murdering them.
I don't know how he's fighting people with a sword. I don't know what else he's doing.
He was definitely stabbing through them, and like he was definitely murdering them, and I thought that was hilarious.
He was so cheerful about it.
Yeah, he loved it. He was having a real good time. Yeah, this show was fine.
Yeah.
I think you could have made this a movie if you tightened things up a bit. Like, I'm kind of glad they didn't, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah.
A tight 2-hour thing might have, with more Haley, and less like, I don't know, Maya or something. Like, would have been fine to me. Maybe the Kingpin could have actually had something to do. Who knows?
I would prefer a movie just about Kate and no Clint.
Is that going to happen at all? Do you know?
No idea.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Theoretically, they've laid so much groundwork for a Young Avengers thing that I haven't announced anything yet either. So,
sure. Yep. Trying to think if there's like, is there any shows coming that you're looking forward to after this one? Because I know this one for you specifically was like, I need to see how they do this.
I'm excited to see the Miss Marvel show. I like that character a lot.
Oh, right. That Miss Marvel. Yes. Yeah. That's right. I forgot they were doing one. Yeah, I forgot they were doing one.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking using the word Marvel for like so many different characters and things is so fucking annoying.
Get used to it. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for Hawkeye. So thank you for listening.
What are the others?
Oh, do you have something else?
I'm just trying to remember what other TV shows are.
I need to see how they do She-Hulk, but I'm not like excited for it.
Yeah, that could be good or that could be unwatchable, you know?
I really hope it's at least watchable.
I'm super curious about Moon Knight.
Yeah, because that actually seems unwatchable. So that could be, man, that could be so fucking bad. That could be so bad. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to see how they do that.
And I'm curious about Secret Invasion. I have no idea what that show's really actually going to be.
Yeah. I guess I'm not too surprised, but I am a little surprised that you like this show more than, or at least on like a decent footing with Loki. I don't know. I think I liked Loki way more personally, but I do like Haley Steinfeld herself elevates Hawkeye way higher.
Yeah, it's entirely because of her.
She's so good in that role.
The plot of Loki is way better.
Yeah. And like way more
like I didn't like the stuff with Kingpin at the end of this show at all. So it's just a testament to how much I like Haley Steinfeld in this show. That I liked it.
You know what I did realize I actually liked about this show too is I kind of like them going back to a more street level thing with mobsters and stuff, because before this, Eternals, Shang-Chi, like we're dealing with Celestials in the MCU and magic, like and the multiverse, like real big shit. Yeah. And it's nice to just have a self-contained Christmas Die Hard essentially in the MCU. Yeah,
I think
it was really,
I feel like
really
also
nice.
Part of my disappointment with how they handled the ending is a thing the Marvel Universe has a lot of are just shitty villains who are just criminals.
Sure.
They're like, that's like bread and butter Spider-Man villains or whatever. And like, you just could do those. So like that they didn't even try kind of again.
Sure.
Like this was a good opportunity to just have some schmuck who happens to have superpowers.
Like even make Swordman one of his like henchmen, we find out, or something. Yeah, like
something that doesn't involve Kingpin getting put down like Old Yeller.
Although I do appreciate the balls of somebody actually writing that scene. All right, I'm gonna hand in this script. Wait, does this say on page 300 that Kingpin gets a gunshot is heard off screen? Yes, it does.
Disney approved.
All right, you crazy son of a bitch, let's do it. Yeah. All right, well, thanks for listening.
D'Onofrio's only agreed to do this show if he gets shot in the head off screen afterwards.
Vincent D'Onofrio, if you're listening, which I know you are because you have nothing better to do after your major role being canceled by Disney unceremoniously, call in. We would love to hear from you. Yeah. Thanks for listening. And if you're not Vincent D'Onofrio, do not call in. We'll talk to you next time.
Happy New and a happy New Year. Yeah.